Before the NBA, before the Toronto Raptors, and long before Steve Nash, Canada had a pro basketball player who made history. His name is Gino Sovran, and exactly 70 years ago, he played for the Toronto Huskies of the Basketball Association of America. Merville Tarouk joins us live with more on Canada's oldest living baller.
This is something that I don't think a lot of people knew about, Dwight. The NBA, as we know it today, had its roots in the league that Gino Sovran played in. You could say the NBA's first game was actually played right here in Toronto. It was the Toronto Huskies hosting the New York Knicks, and Gino Sovran was one of only 2 Canadians on that Huskies roster. Maple Leaf Gardens, November 1st, 1946, and the opening tip-off of the first ever game in the Basketball Association of America. The most expensive seats, $2.50 to watch the New York Knickerbockers take on the Toronto Huskies.
The first game was Friday, November the 1st. I showed up the following Monday.
At 91 years old, Gino Sovran is the last remaining member of the Toronto Huskies. Although he arrived after the inaugural game, he remembers that season.
The advertising before the game to try to draw basketball interest in Toronto was, and this is hard to believe, it's the fastest game in the world. Well, you can't convince hockey people that's true.
A pro basketball salary in 1946 came in handy.
I think it was $550 a month. Now, on a monthly basis, that was a very good salary in those days.
Salaries, of course, have since skyrocketed, and Sovran says the entire game is different now.
And dunking was illegal in those days. I could dunk. I could jump high enough that I could dunk, but it was illegal. There was no three-point shot.
Despite efforts to attract attention, the Huskies lasted just 1 season.
They didn't have great coverage from the media. They had a losing team.
Over here is when I was inducted into the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame.
That was just one of many honors Sovran has received.
The Raptors gave it to me and they invited me there a few years ago.
Well, this says Hall of Fame 2002, Gino Sovran, Toronto Huskies.
Sovran's son says he came to appreciate his father's accomplishments later in life.
I mean, it's a tremendous honor. I mean, I'm very proud of him. And of course, as a kid growing up, I didn't really know all of the exploits until later.
That 1 season with the Huskies was the only pro basketball Gino Sovran would play. But that doesn't mean the memories of his hoop dreams have faded.
But that's the coach, the red knot of the coach, who played on the 36 Olympic basketball team. And the 5 of us would constitute one heck of a basketball team.
So what'd he do after basketball? Well, he would go on to earn a doctorate degree and become a research engineer at General Motors. And he did that right up until his retirement.
So he left pro ball behind, but the honors kept on rolling in.
Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame. He was also inducted by his hometown into the University of Windsor Sports Hall of Fame. And he was actually the first player from there to score 1,000 points in college. That's why he went pro.
Thank you for bringing all this interesting history to us, Marivelle.
You're
Love
welcome.
that story. Marivelle will have more on Toronto's basketball legacy this weekend on Our Toronto. Watch tomorrow at noon on CBC television. You can also catch it Sunday and Monday at 11 a.m. or online at cbc.ca/Our Toronto.